Hello. In this video, I want to look at question 13 on review for exam 3 here. So it says a disease has hit a city. The percentage of the population infected T days after the disease arrives is approximated by P of T is equal to 4T e to the negative T over 16, where 0 is less than or equal to T is less than or equal to 45. After how many days is the percentage of the population infected a maximum? And what is that maximum percentage? So our formula here for the percentage is approximated by P of T equals 4T e to the negative T over 16. But notice we're given the domain here of 0 is less than or equal to T is less than or equal to 45 here. So we need to find where is the percentage a maximum. And just really want to find the absolute maximum. So we want to go ahead and find the derivative here. And since we already have the domain, we can find the critical numbers from there. So the derivative here is and notice that we're going to have to use the product rule here. So the first function is 4t, the second function is e to the negative t over 16. So it's going to be the first one, 4t, times the derivative of the second. To take the derivative of e to the negative t over 16, just rewrite it as e to the negative t over 16 times the derivative of the exponent. And the derivative of the exponent, the negative t over 16, is negative 1 over 16 because the t just kind of goes away. Good. And then plus the second function, e to the negative t over 16, times the derivative of the first, which is 4. Good. And that's the derivative. But then I need to go ahead and factor it just to make it easier to work with. There's a common factor of e to the negative t over 16 and 4. So I'm going to factor out both the 4 and the e to the negative t over 16. So in the first term here, I still have the t, and I have the negative 1 over 16. So it's going to be negative 1 over 16 t. And in the second term, both of those are gone, so I'm just left with a plus 1. And there you go. That is the derivative. And to find the critical numbers, we set each of those equal to 0. So we have 4 e to the negative t over 16 equals 0. And negative 1 over 16 t plus 1 equals 0. Divide by 4. So we have e to the negative t over 16 equals 0, but any exponential is never equal to 0, so therefore there's no solution there. For this one, subtract 1. We have negative 1 over 16t equals negative 1. Then multiply by negative 16, so t equals positive 16. Now notice that that is in fact a critical number because it's between 0 and 45. Good. And we're trying to find an absolute maximum. So therefore, let's just go ahead and create a table. So we're going to do t and p of t, not the derivative, but the original function. We need the first value of 0 and the last value of 45, as well as the critical number of 16. So let's go to the calculator and type these in. So to do this, on y1, I'm going to type in the original function of 4x e to the negative x divided by 16. So if I go to the table, I'm going to type in the values of 0, 16, and 45. And we want to know when is the maximum. So 0 gives us 0. 16 gives us 23.544. And 45 gives me 10.81. Wonderful. So what are the questions that we have to ask, or that we have to answer here? After how many days is it a maximum? So that's asking for 16. So it reaches a maximum after 16 days. That's the first question. The second question is what is the maximum percentage? Well, that comes from this number right here, which is 23.544. So the maximum is 23 point, and specifically, I'm just going to go to one decimal place and say 5. So 23.5%. And there we go. That is question 3 for exam 3 review. Have fun.